Yo, and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy Sunday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I just got back actually from a weekend up in Oklahoma. TCU was playing Oklahoma. Oklahoma beat them just like I thought they would, which was pretty bad. But we went to the game, and my daughter goes to OU, so we're kind of a house divided. My wife's a big OU fan, and so it was one of those. I had to be quietly cheering for TCU, and there wasn't a whole lot to cheer for, but it was fun to go to the game nonetheless. And always when I go to Oklahoma, I have to go see Mike up at MM7 Sports Cards up in Moore, which is ironically Moore. Our hotel was a little bit north of Norman, so the card shop was literally right in the middle. So I went there on Saturday, and just as always, they did not disappoint. Did some video that I'll show here in a minute, but yeah, it was good. I got some cards that I will show off here in a minute. I also got some other cards. I have expanded my horizons. Ty and I did a video not too long ago on Bench Clear where we talked about expanding horizons to look for stuff beyond just eBay. And I use eBay, and then I use auction houses to get kind of some bigger items that I might want. And I just started looking at my slabs as an example. I got a couple of these cards from there. I've got a couple more coming in from there. So just, again, looking at different sources to buy cards that I might want. And what's great about my slabs is there's no tax, no shipping. It's all included in the price. And like one of the cards I was able to make an offer on, the guy accepted. So it's a very clean process, very, very slick actually. So sites like that are another good place and source to look for cards. And then on Thursday, I haven't done any videos about this yet because those are all going to be on the Bench Clear channel. Matt came over, who does the pull series on Bench Clear, and just filmed conversation between myself and Dr. Beckett. Man, we had so much fun. I think he was here several hours, and it's weird when you have a guy, I'll use the word legend in the hobby, Dr. James Beckett, in your house to look at your collection and check out how you have things set up and all of that. It was kind of intimidating and surreal, really. It was great. He couldn't have been nicer. And again, he's always, all the interactions I've had with him have been great. But I think it's because we both look at the hobby very similarly as a hobby in the way we look at it in the cards. And one thing he said to me, this will probably be on the video, and all the videos that we put out for that visit are going to be over on Bench Clear. But one thing he said to me that really stuck out, and I hope everybody hears this and kind of internalizes it a little bit, is no matter how you do this hobby, whether it's you're building a self-sustaining hobby where you're buying stuff you like, buying other stuff to gain money in order to buy the stuff you like and all that, however you do it, that you want to build a great collection. And his point to that was, I think he thinks a lot like I do. I don't need the highest grades. I don't need, this and that. I'm not looking for, return of value and all that kind of, in terms of like making all this money. He wants to build a great collection. And sometimes that means getting cards in lower grades. Sometimes that means getting cards. And he used a phrase that I use all the time, and it was great to hear him say it, is, that frees up the money you don't spend on a big card to buy a great grade, you can use to buy other cards that you just don't have yet. And that resonated with me a lot, the build a great collection. I didn't know how to articulate it in the way that he did, very succinctly when we were talking, and it just really hit home for me because that's what I've been doing for 40 years, not knowing it. I mean, that's just how I think. And to hear him say that, it really made me feel okay. That's what I've been doing, and there's nothing wrong with how anybody does it necessarily, but that's what works for me, and I think that can work for a lot of people if they just think, build a nice collection, whatever that means to you and whatever you're looking for. So enough of me blabbing. Let's get to the cards that I got. Again, eBay purchases, MM7 sports card purchase, and a couple of my slab pickups. Flip this sucker around. Let's get some cards. All right, so I'm at Mikey Mantle's here I'm up here in Oklahoma visiting my daughter for the OU game against TCU. Look at these awesome, almost like stained glass kind of things. 33 Gaudis, those are so cool. But his inventory had been kind of lax the last few times I've been here. And I've been like, oh my gosh, when are y'all gonna get some more stuff? And then I came back to this showcase and I figured out he's been getting some stuff. Look up here. Oh, there's just 5 Mantle rookies. Highest graded is a 5, but super awesome. More Mantles. More Mantles. Mays. There's a couple of rookies. Satch up there. Hank Aaron's, Jackie Robinson's. I mean, crazy, crazy. Oh, you want some Ted Williams? Here you go. Goodness gracious. Oh, some Bob Gibson rookies. There's a few. There's one Koufax rookie, but up here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones. All different, different grades, different grading companies, whatever suits your fancy. Oh, there's a few more over here. I didn't even see those. How about a Hank Aaron rookie? He's got a few to choose from. How about an Ernie Banks rookie? He's got a few to choose from. I mean, just awesome, awesome stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to get to looking here. See y'all in a bit. All right, forgot to mention before I said let's get some cards. I hope you enjoyed that video from the shop. They've really reloaded, restocked quite a bit in terms of vintage and getting back to where things were pretty lean there for a few visits when I would go in there, and prices were crazy, and that was not the case this time. But the first 2 cards I'm going to show were My Slabs pickups. And again, I hadn't dug around there a lot, but I went on and I found this nice Bengal Belters, which Norm Cash, and then Hall of Famer Al Kaline. I needed that card for my 4-decade set, so I picked that up. Been eyeballing this card for a long time, and I was finally able to buy it at a price that I thought was reasonable on My Slabs, and that's the 58 Topps Al Kaline. So a couple more Kalines added to the collection there. This is an eBay pickup. Another card I've been eyeballing a lot, and that's the 55 Topps Monty Irvin. I'm really digging into the 50s. If you just saw on Bench Clear, we did that video on Golden Age of Cardboard podcast for about the 50s, and next week will be the 60s, and then we'll do the 70s. But if you haven't checked that out, please do. Had a lot of great time with George and Don. But this is a Monty Irvin. I have this card actually signed, but I didn't have it just by itself, no signature other than the facsimile signature that's on the card. But this is a 3, and it's incredibly, probably overgraded, honestly, if I was being truthful. It's not really. It's probably a 2 or even a 1. But this is old PSA, so it gets a 3, and that is what it is. But still just glad to have it. All the rest of the stuff I got at MM7 Sports Cards. The first thing I got was Andy bought me a card. This Adrian Beltre, I guess that's a reverse negative refractor or whatever they call it. Love that. Adding to the Beltre collection whenever I can. Then I got some nice stuff here. All the prices were negotiable. The prices they had on things were what I considered to be pretty high. But Mike was great as always, and we came to a real agreement on some things. But I really wanted this card for a long time, and the second year of Frank Robinson, he had this beautiful example in a 6, and so I really just couldn't turn it down. Had to get it. So beautiful card. I mean, I just love that. So again, you can see I'm just chomping at these 50 stuff. I picked up this is exactly the kind of card I'm talking about with Dr. Beckett. It's a 4 on an Eddie Matthews 54 Bowman. Very nice looking 4, great card. Again, just pick it up. Pretty cheap card too, so I was able to get that. I Got another 54 Bowman. I got this Yogi Berra. Yogi stuff is really actually shockingly, surprisingly expensive. I guess Yankee, all that kind of stuff. But so glad to pick that up. Needed that one for my 54 Bowman set. I'm getting like really close on some of these 50 sets. Like I only need a couple more cards. And so just, again, slowly, surely, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Build a collection, do it over time. All of those are good mantras. And then this was the bad boy I picked up, the bigger card that I picked up. This 55 Topps Willie Mays. This is actually probably very appropriately graded at a 2, but I loved the centering on this card. And, you've got certainly corner issues and stuff like that, but overall this is a correctly graded card. And this 55 Topps, all the Willie Mays stuff has gone nuts in the hobby recently. You can see a little bit of that. I don't know if it's a mark up there by his head right there, but that's okay. I mean, it doesn't take away. It's a beautiful card. And in this grade, the price is reasonable. It's a lot more reasonable. So glad to pick that up. So that is it, guys. Thanks for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and a great week coming up. I'm sure I'll be back with you tomorrow. I got some great cards coming in. See you later. Keep collecting.